Hey everybody, welcome back to Pure Joy Paper Crafts. Today I have a tutorial for you. We are going to take a card kit and turn it into a banner. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you guys most of the banner I've got made from the Simple Vintage Holly Jolly card kit from Simple Stories this year, and I'll show you guys how to make a couple of them yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I already mentioned, this is kind of something new that I've been working on and trying. I have been taking my card kits, which I have lots of them from Simple Stories and Paper Rose, and I have been working on turning them into banners, and I wanted to show you guys, especially with this kit, one, how you can just like take them and turn them into the banner, and then also that you are not bound by the fact that there are like landscape cards. So we're going to use in this tutorial the Simple Vintage Holly Jolly. This is from 2024, which I'm sure by the time I think this video posts, it will be 2025. So Happy New Year. I'll show you guys what I've got done so far, which it's just kind of a mess because I have everything I wanted to use for the tutorial on the desk. So they are exactly as they are on the cover sheet for the card kit, and all I did was put them together into this like flag shape, and then of course tie them together with all of my bows, which for me the bows are the worst part, which I honestly don't think I'll even attempt here in the tutorial because I sit and fight with it for so long. But this is a card kit of 8, and I've got 6 here because what I wanted to show you guys was, one, what I do with them as far as the matting piece, and then also I also want to show you how you take a landscape one and turn it into a vertical one. And it's totally up to you, however you whatever you want to do with that situation, but this is just kind of what I have found. So what I did is the Simple Stories kits are great for this because they come with the cards but no envelopes, so you don't have to really fight the envelopes when you do this. But all I did was go through and cut all of my cards in half, so I think you guys can see the score mark that's on there. I just cut it in half, and that's my white backing that's on all of these. So I have lots of cards left from this kit, and what I did was I cut the little flag out of it. So you can see here I do have the markings. I have the base. So these were 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 if you want to do them yourself. And then I did go through it. Every single one of these is matted with a black piece. And all I do when I do this is I go through and just trace them, which I'll show you guys on this one. I don't think I have this one done. I had this planned weeks ago, so we're just going to kind of push through the stumbles. And then I go through and I cut the cardstock down as well, because when you punch all these out from Simple Stories that are perfect matches on top of that are base sizes, and I wanted it triple matted because it gives the like the flag for the banner just a heavier weight. So I just go through and triple mat this, which you can kind of see. I think this one's a little tall, so I might need to trim this a little bit. Just totally fine. Yeah, that one's a little tall. We'll have to do a little trimming there. So then I've got all 3 mats. And then I literally just take, like you would with a card, I take the pictures that are on here and I match up the embellishments. So let's go ahead here. Just check my lines that I'm going to be in frame. And I just mat these up. So I'm going to move these to the side here. So we can work on this one. Obviously we need to trim some of this, but I do like to use my score tape because I will end up selling these at a craft fair. Actually, yeah. Normally I go top layer down to bottom layer. Actually, I might do that. And sometimes what I do is mark this so that I can get a little bit of a cleaner cut, so I don't screw this up. So I know I want that there, go a little bit more. And I just, yeah, I kind of wing this here if you can't tell. I think that's maybe be too much. We'll see. Try not to be too overcritical. Alright, so this should fit now a little bit better. There we go. Okay. And I am going to use my trusty score tape because I love it. Try to stay in frame for you guys. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season and that you've hopefully gotten some time away to relax and recuperate and spend time maybe with those that you love and appreciate. You weren't put through too many painful scenarios. That's my hope for you, at least. We had a pretty quiet Christmas for us. And if you can't tell already, we have our good old trusty cat Experience working on her appearance here. So like I said, I just go through and triple mat so that these are nice and thick, because you don't want your banner to be flimsy. And something else, while I'm thinking about it, that I did with this banner, it may not be the best practice, but because of the way that I layered these, I didn't punch my holes for my ties until the very end. And so it does make it a little bit harder on your hands and your punching tool. But it did all work out, and I think it looks really cute. And something I do, I don't leave my ties loose, like where my bows and stuff are, so that my banners can like move along the string. What I do is I hot glue them so that they stay stiff and in place, just because I don't want them wiggling around. I don't want the bows to come undone. So I do hot glue mine, and that is going to stick to my match. Okay. So the one we're working on right now is the one with the little deer, which is this one right here. So of course, like I said, I have all of my ephemera already out, and I am going to fold this in half, so just so that I've got the space here. So it looks like we do this, and like obviously because we've trimmed the card down, see, and this is usually why I try to do this backwards. So we trim the card down, so this is now kind of offset like this. So we have two options to fix this. One, I can like glue this down, flip it over, and then like kind of trim it. I can also do it from the front with my X-Acto knife, which might actually be a better bet. But what I am going to do is I am going to stick this down with a little bit of tape at the top. I'll show you guys kind of how we troubleshoot around here. So this is what happens when you set a project aside to film and don't do it for weeks and weeks and weeks. So this looks like from the picture it's a little bit offset. Put it wherever I want, but I do want mine to line up on my pattern paper. You could make yours go up. Like I said, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to similarly trace this like I did before to do my little cutting. And then it looks like we're up a little bit. So we're going to do something kind of wild here and see if it works. I'm going to trim a little bit above this line, and we're just going to pray that I don't oof it up too bad. Oh, pretty dang close. I'd say that's pretty spot on, and I'm not too crabby about that. So I am, since I did something a little silly here, I'm going to use my wet glue. Finish attaching this here. Normally I would score tape just because I prefer my score tape. But not too bad for winging it. Alright, and then it looks like we've got this little red piece that goes across. And see, that one does go over the white, but I'm okay with it. Excuse me. Is this tape too big? Yeah. So, like I said, just completely following the front cover. I don't even read the directions. Just do whatever I want. Oh, I'm off a little. I'm not doing a very good job right now. Just being efficient. Welcome to the disaster, I guess. But maybe I'll learn some tips and tricks on how to fix things. I don't know. It's not great. I don't love it. Oh well. I'll walk away before I make it worse. Okay. And then it looks like we've got the deer. And this is supposed to be down here with this and the 2 pieces of holly. And then up here, we're supposed to have the season's greetings, which I can't pick up right now. Up at the top with some holly there. And I actually think I might move the holly over there. And keep in mind, I still want to punch some holes on here. Something I did do on the other pieces. Oh, I totally forgot the bingo card. Da, da, da. Which I think the bingo card was actually supposed to be underneath the snowflakes. Guys, we're just doing an interesting job here. Oh well. Something I did on the other pieces was I did use some foam tape and pop some little pieces up, which I might do on this other one. But I don't think I'm going to use any foam on this one. I just think the chipboard makes it a little heavy. I'm kind of bummed that I oofed that, but oh well. Alright, then I'm going to put my season's greetings down. And I think then I want to do the deer. Right. And then we want the rush underneath. And that everything's going to be a whole lot closer. I don't even know if the picture over here that I'm following is in the frame. Things are just going to be a lot closer because I'm trying to keep it on that pattern paper. And by doing that, like we trimmed it, or I trimmed it, so it's smaller because of all my matting. Just means that everything, like I said, is going to be a lot closer than how it looked on the original images. Okay, get that attached. Yeah, I think having 3 pieces of chipboard on here is plenty, and I don't need to pop anything up. So I'm not going to use any foam tape on this one. But I do think, nah, good enough. That's where it fell. That's what we're going to do. All right, so there's my vertical one. Based on that, again, did a little bit of changing. Actually, I maybe do want that over there. I don't know. But now all I have to do is I like to let it dry before I go through and punch my holes and attach it to the rest of my banner. So let's go ahead and start on the landscape one. Okay, we're gonna do this last one, which is a landscape one. So we're gonna do this holiday cheer one, which, like I said, it's a landscape one. And I did save one card base to show you guys like what I had done and how I do kind of like the flag look on these. So I'm fairly certain what I did was I measured halfway. I think it's an inch. Yeah, an inch up, and then just connected the lines. And again, it's a little off, but once you commit to the base, the rest of them just follow along. So what we have is our flag shape. Throw this away. These are already cut to be matted, so they are the smaller size. So what I do is I line them up where they should be, and I'm not too concerned about the height on this. I want it to line up at the bottom down here. I'm looking to make sure that my sides, like left and right, are even. I grab a paper clip and I paper clip this together so it doesn't move on me too terribly. Then I flip it over, take a pencil or a pen or whatever. Ooh, making a mess. And I just follow the groove of this. Now this is why we line it up at the bottom, and we don't want it perfectly matted, because now when I trim this, and I go to line it up where it should be with even borders, it will match down at the bottom like it does at the top. Okay, so just like that. And then I do go through and repeat. With my pattern. I know you guys can't see it, but I am just making sure everything lines up left to right like I want it to. So then I can paper clip it and follow along. Oh, apparently I didn't even write on it. Where did it go? No, bad idea. I'm making very bad choices. I was going to try to wing it to save it, and I was like, that's not a good move in any way, shape, or form. Because then I will be mad that it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Okay, let's figure out what happened here. Okay, try that. There it is. Okay. Alright, these should line up now. Yep, looks good. Okay, now we are trying to do this card right here. So because this is a very like built for a landscape card, it's going to be a little interesting. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I will trim this. And that's the nice thing about having our measurements over here was I know that I trimmed that cardstock to 4 inches, so I just need to trim this down to 4. And I think what I'll do is I'll take the left side off. So that should match up. And then we have this green piece, which I should have looked at too. That also needs to be trimmed to 4. And that runs over the top. Now what I might do, because this is so spread out, is I might move the house kind of beneath the words. Or I just might put those letters really close together. So I might do this and then, come on fingers, we'll go sending. And this is where like the phone tape becomes really helpful, is then I can pop this holiday up like this. And just put this cheer like super close together. I'll move my house up. You can see, gotta dry fit, gotta check before we commit to what we're doing here. Especially because this card is a little bit funky. And you could always just not use the horizontal ones if you didn't want to. And just do, you know, a smaller banner of the verticals. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. And I might just let this like hang over. And I'll pop this up on some foam tape. So I'm gonna attach these little guys first to the bottom before I attach the bottom to the other bottoms, the mats. I might do a little cleaning up here. It's too overwhelmed with all this stuff on the craft table. The scissors away and the pencil away. Take this off. Let's go. Don't need my paper clip anymore. I'll use glue for this little piece. Don't need these anymore. Much better. Been working on trying to get some cards made out of some scraps, and the chaos overwhelm on the desk just does not fly with me. All right. Trying to make sure I stay in frame for you guys. So now we're just going to do exactly what we did before. Tape, 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 mat, mat, mat. Okay. So we've got it all matted. I'm going to start with this piece. And I'm going to try to put it up just high enough I can get those letters at the bottom. And I've got glue everywhere. And I just wipe it off. So then I can put these down here with a little bit of a white border. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from outside in so that I make sure it fits. So we're going to spell it backwards. And I don't know what I'm going to use. I do want to pop up that holiday. Oh, there it goes. I just don't know what kind of tape I've got that I'm going to be able to fit on there. It's a little skinny guy. And see, this is why we went from the outside in. Because my C was definitely not going to be in the right spot. Alright, there we go. Okay, one more. Alright. Ooh, a little crooked there. Alright, so we've got that on. Oh, these will work. Got some little foam squares. And I know some people put glue on the back of their foam squares so that make sure that they don't pop off. I am not that, concerned. Maybe I just don't care that much or haven't had that problem, but I don't use a lot of what I make. I just sell it and get rid of it. So I know some people do like to glue theirs, so if it makes you feel better to glue yours on, go for it. I will not be. And now we get the super fun task of peeling all the backings off. All right. Make sure we actually put it on the right way. Okay. And then we just gotta glue this little guy down. Which these, again, are not placed exactly where they are spacing-wise, like they were on the cover page. But it's because we went from a landscape to a vertical. Where is my lid? There it is. Alright, so we've got them done. So now what I usually do, really quick, like I said, I'm not going to fuss with the bows, guys. Yeah. So we can see the difference kind of in just the layout here. Not perfect, but still the same thing. So what I usually like to do is I will go through like my pile, and I will kind of like match these up so I know that my holes are going to be roughly in the same spot, and I mark them because I don't want to have like some super awkward holes. And then I just go through and I do just use a good old standard hole punch. Woo! And punch those suckers out. Okay, since these don't have the ribbon through them, I can use this one to help me do this guy. And like I said, they get tough when you've got that many layers on them. So it's not awesome, but it has not failed me yet. So don't knock it till you try it, I guess. And I think the size of the ribbon, I have two different legs here. that I am using to tie these is 5, 10, 15, about 20 inches. And what I do is, I'm not going to embarrass myself trying to do this, but I do go through, and I usually, like, I can get to a rhythm and do like all the lefts and then stop and go through and do all the rights. And then on the ends, I tie a kind of a slip knot with a bow, but I did want each one of these on the end of this so I don't have an end done. But what I will do is go through and once I have them all tied, because I do try to make sure that the distance between the bows is kind of even. Like, you can tell these are about 2-ish inches. So I try to keep them even, and I try to keep the bows about the same size. It's not perfect, but what I will do is go through and attach these on the ends and put it all together, and then our banner made from a card kit will be done. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I hope it's helpful just being able to see these kits in a little bit of a different light, and that you can use them for different things, not just cards. But I hope you guys are having a great new year so far, and it's kicked off with a bang, and it's going well for you. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next crafty video. Bye.